Hey guys, welcome back. So today's tutorial is on this look I'm wearing right now. I used two Kat Von D eyeshadow palettes to create this look and a Too Faced glitter glaze. It's a fun look. That's what I'm gonna call it, a fun look, because it's a little different. I don't normally do these types of looks, but yeah, I decided to do something a little different because I've just been doing, like regular everyday type of stuff, and I was like, you know what, I need to do something a little more creative, a little bit more out of the box, and here we go. If you want to see how I got this look, then obviously keep watching. I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to my channel, follow my other social media, and watch my previous videos because I know you will like them. And with that said, let's get started. I'm gonna start with the Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette. The first eyeshadow I'm using is called Lathius, which is this one right here. And I'm just going to pat this all over my eyelid just to start everything out smoothly. And I have the fan on, so let me turn it off. It's really hot in here, but I don't like the sound that it makes, so turn that off. And I'm just using a Smashbox big fluffy brush for that. Nothing doesn't have a name. So for my crease, I'm going to be using Samuel, which is this light brown on this corner over here. I'm going to be using a Sigma E40 tapered blending brush for this application, and I'm just going to place Samuel into that crease. This is going to be my transition shade. Okay, and that's pretty much it for Samuel. These eyeshadows are very pigmented and they blend really, really nicely. So I really don't have to do much with that. The next brush I'm going to be grabbing is this Luxie 205 tapered blending brush. And I'm going to go into the shade named, hold on, Solas, which is the one right next to Samuel. And I'm going to place this into the crease as well. I'm just going to stay a little bit lower than I did with Samuel. And I'm going to place this on the outer V. So basically what I'm going to start doing is just deepening this outer V because I want it pretty dark on the outer V area. So I'm just gonna start packing darker browns on top of darker browns. Well, I'll start with a pretty light brown. Now this is a little darker, and then I'm gonna go in with one that's a little bit darker. So all I'm doing is blending this out over here and bringing just a little bit into the center of my crease. All right, so now I'm gonna grab this Lorac blending brush. It doesn't have a name either, it's just a blending brush. And I'm gonna go into the shade named Salius, which is this darker brown right here next to the black. And I'm going to, again, stamp it on this outer V corner. As you can see, it's much darker than the browns that I've been using. Stamp it in almost halfway of the eye and out. Once I have it where I want it, I'll start blending. This one I'm not gonna move it around too much because this is exactly where I want it. So just blend out carefully. Okay, so that looks good. So I'm gonna go back to the Luxie 205 taper blending brush, and I'm going to start diffusing that harsh line. I'm also gonna go back to that Sigma E40 taper blending brush, and I'm gonna do the same thing I'm doing with this Luxie 205. Except I'm gonna go out even more because this is the one I use for the outer edges as my transition shade. I do want to warm this look up just a tad bit, so I'm going to be grabbing, what shade is this? Liberatus, is it? Hold on, I'll tell you in a minute. Okay, so no, the eyeshadow name is Succubus, which is, I think that's it, Succubus. I can't really see it here, it's like faded. Anyways, it's this reddish brown right here, which is super warm, and I'm using a Moto Pro BMX 430 crease brush for this application. I'm just gonna take a tiny little bit, the tiniest, and now I'm just going to warm up the edges, just because I want a little warmness going on. All these eyeshadows, especially this last brown, is fairly cool. Cool dark brown, so I just want to warm it up a little bit. That's why I'm not using a lot of this eyeshadow, because I do want to keep this look kind of cool toned. So now I'm jumping to the Kat Von D Metal Matte palette, and I'm using the shade Ignite. I'm using my finger for this application, and I'm going to place Ignite on my mobile lid. Ooh, pretty. I'm going to place it right in here, all the way into the inner portion of my eye, and then I'm going to start blending it into the browns. That looks good. Now I'm gonna take the Lorac brush, the one I used with the last brown eyeshadow, the darkest one. I keep forgetting their names. I'm sorry. That's, what are you? Salius? Yes. And just blending those edges out. I'm also going to go back to all the brushes that I've just used with no extra product, just to make sure everything is blended nicely before I move on to my lower lash line. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do my wings before I move on to the lower lash line. So. All right, so I think that looks good. Now I'm gonna take my NYC liquid eyeliner, and I'm going to apply my first wing, and this one's gonna be pretty thick because then I'm gonna go in with the silver. So just bear with me. Like I said, this black one is gonna be pretty thick because I need enough room to put the silver closer to my lash line. So for the silver liner, I'm going to be using this Too Faced Glitter Glaze. It's a sparkling shadow top coat. I'm going to apply some of this on the back of my hand. And I'm going to be using this Ofra Professional Makeup brush, which is 01. It's just this tiny little brush. So I'm just following exactly what I did. And on the wing, I'm going to go right under the black. To be honest, I don't even know how I feel about this look just yet because the rest of my makeup isn't done. I'm a little unsure right now, but I wanted to do something a little bit different than what I normally do. So this is what I did. I hope I like it in the end. And most importantly, I hope you guys like it. For foundation, I'm just going to be using this Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. This one is in the shade Soft Tan. I'm going to apply a little bit on the back of my hand, and I'm going to finish my face before I finish my lower lash line. Well, this one, even though I've done this one, but I have to retouch that one up anyway. So yeah, I'm just gonna apply this foundation on. My face is already primed and, well, moisturized and primed, and I'm just gonna use the Beauty Blender. For concealer, I'm also using another Maybelline product. This is the Master Conceal concealer, and I'm just gonna apply it. Okay, and I'm just gonna dot it. Yeah, that was way too much. So I'll be blending here for a while, you guys. And I'm using the Beauty Blender for this. To set the concealer, I'm using the RCMA translucent powder. And I'm just gonna use the Beauty Blender for this as well. And I'm just gonna set the areas where the concealer went. I've already set this side, but I'm gonna set it just a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to the lower lash line. I'm gonna go into my Makeup Geek Outer V brush, and I'm gonna be using the eyeshadows Samuel Solas, Salius, and Succubus, which are the same eyeshadows I just used. I'm gonna start with two darker ones right here, and I'm going to just buff that under my lower lash line, but I'm gonna keep this little inner corner open because that's where I'm gonna blend out what's the name of the other eyeshadow? I suck at remembering names, you guys. I'm really bad. Ignite. But let's work on these right now, then we'll go and concentrate on that. I'm just gonna buff this under my lower lash line. I'm not gonna be super precise because I do want it kind of smoky. So I'm not gonna be very, very careful. Okay, so once I'm done with that, I'm gonna take, where is my brush? I have a mess here, you guys, so I can never find anything. All right, the Makeup Geek Eye Blender brush, and I'm going to go into the other two eyeshadows, this one and this one. Which, again, I forgot their names already. I know this one's Succubus, and this one is Samuel. I should have remembered that. Come on, girl. All right, now I'm gonna buff that right under my lower lash line and blend everything out. So now to the eyeshadow Ignite from the Metal Matte Kat Von D palette. I'm taking a BH Cosmetics 105 pencil brush, and I'm just going to connect my lower lash line and add this to my inner tear duct area just to wrap everything around. Okay, so for the lashes, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara, and I'm going to be applying the Cocoa Lashes in 105. I will be right back. So that's it for the eyes. I did apply an eyeliner on my lower and upper lash line. This is the Smashbox eyeliner in Onyx. For the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the Tarte Rainforest After Dark eyeshadow palette, which comes with a blush, a highlight, and a bronzer. I'm going to use the bronzer and the blush. The bronzer is called Park Avenue Princess, which I already knew that. Again, I suck at names. I'm like the worst person at remembering any kind of name. Like a person's name, a dog's name, any name at that. So eyeshadows, blushes, and products are not an exception. The blush that I'm going to be using is also from this palette, and it's called Unleashed. And for my highlights, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Glow Kit in Sun Dipped, and I'm going to be using the shade Tourmaline. I'm going to use Tourmaline today. So yeah, let's go right in. Again, Park Avenue Princess. Just gotta be careful because this brush is super big and that little section is tiny. All right, so let's start. You guys already know the drill. I like to do the number 3. So yeah, who else sucks remembering names here? any of you guys, please let me know. Don't tell me I'm on my own with this, because I don't know. Sometimes I'm thinking, what the heck is wrong with my brain? But I've always been like that though. Usually when I try to talk to someone, and let's say it's a person that I'm speaking about, but I can't remember that person's name, I start describing the person. Oh yeah, well, you know, he looks like this and like that, and he has a mustache, and his hair is dark, and he was wearing a hat, and then I'm like, what the fuck, can I remember that name? Okay, so now the blush is unleashed, like I said, and I'm just gonna pounce it here on my cheeks. Pounce. I always use that word. Do you guys even like that word? I'm gonna pounce it on my eyes. I'm gonna pounce it on the corner of my eye. I'm gonna pounce it on my cheeks. I'm gonna bring it a little bit up to the sides, to the hairline. Okay. And now the highlight is tourmaline. On the lips, I'm going to be using this ColourPop liquid eyeliner. It is in Ultra Matte, and it's called Speed Dial.
Did you hear what I just said? I said liquid eyeliner on my lips. Hello girl, that's a liquid lipstick.
And this is it, my loves. This concludes this look. I hope you guys like it. I ended up liking it. Yeah, in the beginning I wasn't too sure of what the end result was going to be, but I did end up liking it. I hope you guys like it as well. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. If you do like it and you do decide to recreate this look or something similar or any of my other looks, please make sure you tag me on Instagram, Twitter, or you can send me a snap through Snapchat. I would love to see your recreations or any of your looks that you guys care to share with me. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow my other social medias and watch my previous videos. Until next time, mwah, hugs and kisses. Bye.